What if paradise were a carefully staged illusion? Why was Christmas banned for decades? And what drives hundreds of thousands to flee each year? Stick around, what you're about to learn may forever change the way you see this island. Cuban cigars are world-renowned symbols of luxury, known for their craftsmanship and rich flavor. Behind their appeal is a story of tradition and resilience in a country facing economic hardship. Each cigar undergoes over 500 hand-performed steps, from planting in Pinar del Rio to curing, rolling, and aging. This craft dates to the early 1960s when Fidel Castro, impressed by cigars from Eduardo Rivera, created a factory to supply Cuba's elite. Today, Habano cigars, brands like Cohiba, Partagas, and Romeo y Julieta, are exported to more than 150 countries. Some boxes sell for thousands, far out of reach for most Cubans, who earn about $30 a month. Despite the contrast, Cuba remains the heart of cigar culture. The annual Habanos Festival draws visitors from over 70 nations to explore tobacco fields, watch expert rollers, and learn the art themselves. Each cigar tells a story of survival, pride, and national identity. In Cuba, beauty is a symbol of resilience, pride, and identity. Despite shortages and economic struggles, Cuban women find creative ways to express themselves. Items like hair dye and makeup, common elsewhere, are costly luxuries. A single box of hair dye can cost 1/3 of the average monthly salary, about $25 in 2024. Most people earn around $75 a month, making beauty products hard to afford. Still, women adapt. They trade through informal networks or get help from relatives abroad. They share tips, pool resources, and support each other. Many are the main earners and caregivers, balancing family duties with self-expression. For them, beauty is not just appearance, it is strength. In a life of scarcity, it becomes a powerful act of control, dignity, and confidence. Cuban women show that true beauty is found in their ability to adapt and endure together. Have you ever used creativity to express yourself when money was tight? What was your beauty workaround moment? Comment and chat with me. Cuba faces serious environmental problems that worsen its economic and social struggles, but receives little global attention. Years of neglect and weak environmental protection have led to pollution that harms public health. Water is a daily crisis. Tap water is often unsafe, forcing families to boil it or find other sources. Broken infrastructure has made waterborne illnesses common, especially among children and the elderly. Garbage piles up in many neighborhoods due to failed waste systems. Without proper disposal or recycling, poor communities suffer most from the health risks. Air pollution from old cars and factories causes breathing issues. Many vehicles run on leaded fuel, releasing harmful emissions banned in other countries. The government focuses on short-term survival, not long-term sustainability. As a result, Cuba faces environmental damage that may take decades and huge resources to fix, if the will and money are ever found. Before continuing, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, please hit the notification bell and subscribe. It helps this channel so much. And if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? In recent years, Havana has become a beacon of hope for many Cubans seeking better opportunities. Drawn by the city's vibrant streets and bustling tourism, people from other provinces arrive with dreams of finding work and improving their lives. However, settling into Havana presents unique challenges. Cuba's internal passport system requires specific permits to live in the capital, and without them, newcomers may face legal or financial difficulties. Many migrants navigate these obstacles while pursuing their goals, knowing they might be asked to return to their provinces at any time. Housing in Havana is another significant challenge. With the city already crowded, affordable homes are limited. Many families find themselves in cramped, older buildings where conditions like leaky roofs and power outages make daily life difficult. Additionally, some migrants face bias and are sometimes viewed with caution by locals. Employers may offer lower wages to those without legal documentation. Despite these challenges, many migrants remain determined to build a better future in Havana. Few things show Cuba's economic crisis more clearly than the continued use of ration cards in 2024. Known as La Libreta, these booklets have existed since 1962 and determine whether families eat. Each household gets limited amounts of basic foods like rice, beans, sugar, and oil at low prices. But the rations last only about 2 weeks. For the rest of the month, families must buy food at market prices, often 10 to 20 times higher. This leads to difficult choices for many families. A pound of pork can cost over 1,000 pesos, while the average monthly salary is about 4,000 pesos. Families may spend a quarter of their income on just one item. Many parents skip meals so their children can eat, and malnutrition has become a growing concern. Cuba now imports about 70% of its food. Once a food exporter, the country struggles to feed its people. The ration system, meant as a short-term fix, has become permanent, locking families into scarcity. Tourists who cannot use ration cards shop at stores with high prices, creating a two-tier system. While visitors can buy what they need, most Cubans cannot, revealing the deep inequality behind Cuba's image of equality. In Cuba, where beauty and resilience shine through daily challenges, relationships are shaped by a culture of lively conversation or chisme. Far from just small talk, chisme plays a significant role in connecting communities and influencing interactions. In tight-knit neighborhoods, news spreads quickly, often faster than the warm Caribbean breeze. Conversations about relationships, work, and personal matters travel fast, leaving little room for secrets. This creates a close, observant community where everyone seems to know a little bit about each other's lives. Feelings of rivalry can occasionally arise, influencing romantic relationships, friendships, and even business dealings. Trust can become fragile when community opinions carry so much weight. At its core, this culture of conversation reflects deeper social and economic realities. In challenging times, people turn to each other for connection, with gossip serving as a way to bond, express emotions, or find a brief escape. When daily essentials are scarce, focusing on others' lives can offer a bit of comfort. Sometimes, relationships, especially in the tourist industry, involve both emotional and practical considerations. Partnerships with foreigners may offer a sense of security, which leads to even more discussion. Here's a fact that illustrates Cuba's isolation from the global economy. Until 2015, Coca-Cola was not legally available in Cuba. For nearly 60 years, one of the world's most recognizable products was unavailable to the public. At the time, only Cuba and North Korea did not sell Coca-Cola. Even today, Coca-Cola is difficult to find and often costs twice the usual price. Instead, Cubans drink Cola, a local substitute with a distinctly different taste. Meanwhile, rum is widely available, highlighting differing policies on product availability. This situation goes beyond politics. It reflects the broader isolation that has limited Cuba's access to global consumer culture. While much of the world engaged with shared international brands, Cubans developed local alternatives, shaping a separate set of experiences and cultural references. In Cuba, scarcity is more than just an inconvenience. It shapes everyday life, influencing routines and relationships. Imagine waking up before dawn, not for work or leisure, but to stand in line hoping to buy something as basic as bread. This is the reality for many. In Havana's La Victoria neighborhood, Plaza de Carlos E., one of the city's main shopping centers, is more known for waiting than abundance. From the outside, it looks like any other mall, but inside, long lines of people quietly wait, some sitting or leaning against walls, hoping to buy essentials like food and hygiene products. Hours pass, and there's no guarantee that what they need will still be available. This daily routine requires patience and resilience, qualities many of us might find hard to imagine. Scarcity in Cuba affects every part of life. It's not just about food, it's about managing in a system where even basic items like bread can be hard to find. Bread, a staple in most Cuban households, is often rationed and in short supply. Sometimes loaves are smaller and lighter due to limited flour. Many wake up as early as 3 or 4 in the morning, hoping to get a loaf before they run out. While many of us can get what we need with just a few clicks, in Cuba patience is a necessity, and resilience is part of daily life. For For those in Havana and beyond, survival isn't just about thriving, it's about getting through another day, often against the odds. What would it feel like to wait hours or even a whole day for a loaf of bread? How do you think this scarcity shapes the way people live, connect with others, and even dream about the future? Share your thoughts below. In 2024, while much of the world is immersed in digital life, Cuba continues to face major challenges in internet access. Government data shows that only about 63% of Cubans have any online access, and even that is often limited and expensive. Most people go online using public Wi-Fi hotspots known as Wi-Fi parks, paying around $2 per hour. With average monthly salaries between $25 and $75, this means 1 hour of internet use can cost 3 to 8% of a person's income. To put it in perspective, that's like paying $200 to $400 per hour elsewhere. Beyond the cost, access is restricted. Apps such as WhatsApp and Skype are often unavailable, and the Apple and Google app stores do not operate in Cuba. Facebook is accessible only through a web browser. As a result, Cubans have built informal networks to share digital content and stay informed. One of the most creative solutions is El Paquete Semanal, or the weekly package, a USB drive loaded with movies, shows, music, and news that circulates across the country. It serves as a local alternative to the internet, helping people stay connected in spite of limitations. This situation greatly affects young Cubans. While their peers worldwide learn online and pursue digital careers, many in Cuba remain disconnected from the tools that shape modern life and opportunity. Havana's streets reflect the economic changes taking place. Food prices have risen significantly, with a simple meal now costing more than $10, while the average monthly salary is around $60. The long lines for basic items like bread and oil are common, and inflation reached 70% in 2024, adding to everyday challenges. These shifts are also affecting personal relationships, as economic concerns increasingly shape social and romantic dynamics. Tourism, once a reliable source of income, now brings mixed results. While it brings in valuable revenue, its benefits are unevenly distributed. Old Havana remains lively, but many locals continue to rely on informal markets to meet daily needs. Some vendors note that visitors may not always see the hardships locals face behind the scenes. Foreign investment is also increasing, including new Russian businesses in areas like Veradero. Upscale supermarkets that cater to higher-income shoppers show changing economic ties, though many Cubans say they cannot afford the goods offered. Visible security measures in some foreign-owned stores have drawn attention from visitors, who report a heightened sense of monitoring. Despite these challenges, the resilience of the Cuban people remains strong. The path forward is uncertain, but their determination and adaptability continue to stand out. In Cuba, there's a saying, if you want it, you've got to hustle for it. This captures the essence of daily life, where resourcefulness is key to getting by. In a country where supplies are often limited, locals have transformed everyday spaces into small marketplaces, creating a vibrant informal economy. Instead of fully stocked shelves in government stores, you'll find neighbors offering products they've sourced locally or from relatives abroad. Whether it's laundry detergent or imported clothes, these local vendors are essential for many Cubans seeking goods they can't get through official channels. What might seem unusual at first, people selling from porches or sidewalks, soon feels like an everyday part of life. This system is about more than just buying and selling. It's a community effort built on trust, resilience, and making the most of what's available. And through these informal markets, Cubans stay connected and keep life moving, even in the face of scarcity. This system reflects the Cuban spirit of resilience, creativity, and constant adaptation. If this gave you a deeper look at the real Cuba beyond the postcards, hit that like button to support content that tells the full story. Since 2008, Cuba has offered gender-affirming surgery to its citizens as part of its broader healthcare policy. With support from Belgium's pharmaceutical and surgical partnerships, Cuba has one of the highest doctor-to-patient ratios in the world, with 8 doctors per 1,000 people, a figure that exceeds those of the United States and Italy. Around 50,000 Cuban doctors currently serve in 61 countries, contributing to global healthcare efforts. Over the past 60 years, Cuba has sent more than 400,000 medical professionals to 16 countries, helping manage health crises and expanding care in underserved areas. Following the collapse of the Soviet Union, Venezuela became a key economic partner, providing energy support through up to 100,000 barrels of oil per day. In exchange, Cuba offered medical expertise, which played a notable role during the COVID-19 pandemic. Cuban medical teams have since worked in over 20 countries, including South Africa, Mexico, Mozambique, and Canada. One of the most striking examples of government control in Cuba was the ban on Christmas for nearly 30 years. From 1969 to 1998, December 25th was a regular workday, and celebrating could lead to serious consequences. The holiday was moved to July to protect the sugar harvest. Families were banned from gathering, children received no gifts, and religious services were not allowed. Although Christmas was reinstated in 1998, after Pope John Paul II's visit, it remains limited and closely watched. Many Cubans still feel uneasy celebrating due to years of fear around religious expression. This ban was not just about religion. It showed how deeply the government influenced personal and family life. An entire generation grew up without Christmas, a symbol of the state's reach into daily life. Cuba's healthcare system is often praised for its achievements. It has one of the highest doctor-to-patient ratios in the world, with 8 doctors per 1,000 people, compared to 3 in the United States. The country has eliminated mother-to-child heat transmission and developed vaccines for meningitis and lung cancer. However, these accomplishments come with challenges. Cuban doctors are employed under centralized government oversight. They cannot leave the country without approval and may face an 8-year return ban if they emigrate. Many earn less than taxi drivers, leading them to take on additional jobs to support themselves. Cuba also sends medical professionals abroad, generating revenue for the state. While this supports diplomatic and economic efforts, the doctors often receive only a portion of the compensation paid by host countries. Domestically, healthcare is free, but shortages are common. Hospitals may lack basic supplies such as sutures, cotton, and gauze. Since 2019, surgeries have declined by over 30%, and nearly 68% of essential medicines are either unavailable or in critical shortage. Patients frequently bring their sheets, food, and supplies to hospitals. Families often search for medication through unofficial channels, sometimes spending their savings. Although Cuba trains highly skilled doctors, the system often cannot equip them fully, creating a challenging situation that is not always visible in international praise. In Cuba, 2 currencies are used: the Cuban peso cup for daily expenses and the moneda libremente convertible, MLC, a digital currency tied to foreign currencies like the euro or US dollar. Basic goods are purchased with pesos, but items like electronics, toiletries, or meat often require MLC. This digital currency provides access to imported products, typically available to those with foreign income or financial support. As one local explained, you pay for basics with pesos, but without MLC, access to some goods is limited. The U.S. embargo further restricts access to imports, making everyday products like toilet paper or shampoo highly sought after. Long waits in the heat are common, and some people must go without essentials. In Cuba, cash is critical. U.S. credit and debit cards do not work, and even foreign cards are often declined. This has led to informal currency exchanges, where people seek better rates than those set by official channels. These exchanges can involve challenges such as inconsistent rates or less reliable transactions. Despite these obstacles, many Cubans work hard to stretch their income in a country where the cost of living continues to rise while wages remain low. Government exchange offices offer security, but often result in lower purchasing power. Many people weigh the choice between security and better value. And when money alone is not enough, Cubans turn to a broad informal network of goods and services, using creativity and connections to navigate daily life. Cuba's classic cars, admired by tourists, tell a deeper story of economic struggle. These vehicles are not preserved by choice, but by necessity due to over 60 years of isolation. Owners must get government approval for any repair or part replacement, turning car maintenance into a bureaucratic challenge. With original parts unavailable, many cars run on modern engines from brands like Hyundai or Toyota. Owners often become skilled mechanics, fabricating parts to keep their vehicles running. These cars are not luxury items, they are lifelines. One car may support an entire extended family through taxi work or tourist rentals. A breakdown can mean a financial crisis. The government's control over car repairs, permits, and parts limits Cubans' ability to earn independently, keeping tight control over one of the few income sources available. What looks like vintage charm is, for many, a symbol of survival. Subscribe for more stories that dig beneath the surface, because sometimes the truth is hiding in plain sight. In Cuba, many people turn to spiritual practices as a way to cope with daily hardship. Saint Lazarus, seen as the protector of the sick and desperate, holds special meaning. Homes often have shrines where families leave coins each day to save for offerings on their feast day. For those with disabilities or chronic illness, he symbolizes hope in a system with limited support. Some students place their teachers' names in freezers before exams, believing it will help them pass. This reflects limited confidence in the education system and the few opportunities it offers. On New Year's Eve, thousands walk the streets with suitcases, hoping the ritual will help them travel abroad. The sight of people carrying luggage through quiet neighborhoods shows a strong wish for new opportunities. These are not just traditions, they are ways to cope with uncertainty. When everyday challenges feel overwhelming, spiritual hope becomes a vital source of strength. Education in Cuba is both free and compulsory, reflecting the nation's commitment to accessibility, much like its healthcare system. Around 30% of the national budget goes to education, while 53% supports healthcare, showing the importance placed on these sectors. The national slogan, "If you know, teach. If you don't know, learn," emphasizes lifelong learning. The government fully funds education, allowing students to attend school without cost. This includes free school lunches for children aged 6 to 15. In elementary school, students learn basic language and math, along with the arts. Middle school focuses on general knowledge and practical skills to prepare them for the future. After 9th grade, students can choose either a university or vocational training. These efforts have reduced illiteracy from nearly 30% to just 0.2%, according to UNESCO. Cuban students are often recognized for strong academic performance across Latin America, reflecting the country's commitment to education and intellectual growth. Cuba sends doctors abroad to earn revenue, but the cost is high. These doctors often receive only 10 to 25% of what host countries pay, with the government keeping the rest. Those who refuse overseas assignments may face career setbacks, while those who accept are often separated from their families for years. At home, the healthcare system suffers. Top doctors are sent abroad, leaving local hospitals short-staffed. Patients wait months for care, and many procedures are delayed due to a lack of specialists. Cuba trains excellent doctors but struggles to keep them. Many doctors choose not to return, creating a loss for the country's investment in medical education. Others feel trapped, earning low wages and working under tight restrictions. This has led to burnout, depression, and frustration among medical professionals who entered the field to help others, but now feel used as economic tools. Cuba's crisis created a deep generational divide. Older Cubans, loyal to the revolution, endure current hardships, while younger generations see only limited opportunities and a bleak future. Young people have grown up with constant scarcity but are now more aware of life abroad through limited internet and informal networks. This awareness fuels hopes that cannot be met under Cuba's current system. The brain drain hits this group hardest. Many university graduates in their 20s and 30s are leaving the country, taking with them the energy and skills vital for progress. Those who remain face growing pressure. With an aging population relying on money sent from relatives abroad, many communities depend more on remittances than on local productivity. For the youth left behind, the emotional toll is heavy. They feel stuck, watching friends leave while they stay due to family ties or lack of means. This has led to widespread feelings of depression and hopelessness among Cuban youth. The 20 shocking realities we've explored today reveal a nation trapped between its revolutionary ideals and the harsh consequences of policies that have isolated Cuba from global progress and prosperity. What do you think about these hidden realities of Cuban life? Have any of these facts changed your perspective on Cuba? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if this investigation opened your eyes to aspects of Cuba you'd never considered, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world but rarely make headlines. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.